The plant that eventually breaks your heart and ruins your weekends usually arrives as a beautiful, innocent-looking gift. When setting up a new bed, it is tempting to grab whatever grows fastest or smells the sweetest. We tend to assume that delicate foliage means a polite plant, and that everything in the soil simply grows upwards. Looking beneath the surface, the biology of the spreader becomes clear. While a plant like mint looks tidy above the dirt, it is simultaneously traveling sideways through a sprawling network of horizontal runners called rhizomes. When you realize it is choking out your other herbs, your first instinct is to grab a shovel. But as you dig and snap those horizontal runners, every broken root fragment left behind in the soil acts as a propagator, instantly sprouting into a brand new plant. Trying to dig it out actually multiplies the problem. If you want to grow these aggressive spreaders without fighting a decade-long war, you have to adopt a policy of strict containment. You sink the entire plastic pot directly into the earth, creating an impenetrable physical wall before the roots ever touch open soil. Checking a plant's unseen subsurface geography before you ever pull out your trowel is the absolute prerequisite to keeping your garden beds intact. Unseen underground expansion quickly moves past the herb bed and toward the property line. Visual beauty has zero correlation with how safely a plant will behave near human structures. Say you buy a new house, but the neighbor's patio is uncomfortably close. You want a lush, green privacy screen, and you want it fast, so you buy bamboo. This top-down property map shows exactly what happens if you buy the wrong variety. Large, running bamboos send rhizomes rooting up to 15 feet in a single year. Those roots are strong enough to push up through cracked concrete, crush underground plumbing, and drive straight across the property line. You have two options. On the left, you can see the tight, safe radius of a clumping bamboo variety that naturally minds its manners. If you absolutely must have a running variety, as seen on the right, you have to dig a trench and install a deep vertical rhizome barrier before the plant ever goes in the ground. Skipping that assessment turns a simple weekend landscaping project into a severe financial liability and a bitter neighborhood feud. The same physical threats apply above ground. It is incredibly common to want a deeply romantic, fairy tale look for a patio, draping a plant like an Asian wisteria right over a wooden house trellis. Warning tone. But those delicate dangling strings of purple blooms do not stay delicate. Within a few seasons, they mature into thick, heavy, woody cables. As these vines climb, they squeeze with immense physical force. They easily warp wooden lattices, pry apart exterior siding, rip down heavy gutters, and use tiny aerial rootlets to trap moisture and rot masonry mortar. To grow these powerhouse climbers, you have to perform a structural vigor assessment. If a plant has this kind of sheer strength, you never attach it to your home. You build a sturdy, freestanding support structure far away from the house, specifically designed to bear the weight. When introducing climbing plants to a residential property, structural physics must always override aesthetic desires. The damage from prioritizing quick, pretty results over biology eventually extends far beyond the property line. It incurs a hidden cost known as the fast growth penalty. We all want gorgeous shade and spring blossoms immediately, making trees like the Bradford Pear or the Mimosa incredibly popular at local nurseries. In nature, rapid speed comes at the expense of structural integrity. This comparison highlights the problem. Fast-growing trees develop narrow, crowded V-shaped branch angles. During heavy storms, those weak joints split apart completely, unlike the sturdy, wide U-shaped angles of slow-growing native alternatives. But the threat isn't isolated to a crushed roof. A single yard plant is tied to a regional ecosystem. This map illustrates how local birds eat the seeds of these fast-growing ornamental trees and distribute them miles away into surrounding fields and woodlands. Once they escape into the wild, these invasive yard trees form dense, thorny thickets that completely smother native forest canopies. They become such severe environmental headaches that states are forced to legally ban their sale. It is a hard-won truth of landscaping. The most dangerous plants in the garden are almost always the ones that are easiest to fall in love with. True mastery means decoupling your emotional reaction to a pretty flower from its biological reality. By checking the root systems, rejecting weak wood, and matching vines to heavy structures, you turn a simple planting decision into a lifelong act of property protection and environmental stewardship.